Hello and welcome to another update video about DOT. So it's time to review the DOT chart again because we see some upside momentum. We already saw that upside momentum start in the last video, but now we start to see some more price action in line with the microstructure I shared with you in the last updates. So we'll take a look at that. First of all, for anybody who's new on the channel, we're dealing here with a larger degree range. This seems to be a larger range at the moment. Price seems to be pushing higher. I consider this only a corrective rally. There are a couple of scenarios I'm tracking here. The yellow scenario, not necessarily preferred. I mean, that is the directly bearish one. I'm not that bearish on the market yet, but if Bitcoin, for example, forms a lower high, breaks down, yeah, this is probably the route it will take. We definitely should be aware of it, even if just for risk management purposes. And we should also be aware of the key level that, if broken to the downside, would confirm this scenario. Yeah. So what is the yellow scenario? In the yellow scenario, we have a 5-wave move down from the all-time high, from the 2021 all-time high, 5 waves down, and then this is a sideways consolidation pattern. You could call it a triangle pattern, and it would lead to a breakdown. In this scenario, we have an A wave up, we have a B wave down, we have a C wave up, we have a D wave down, and it did form a series of lower highs and higher lows, and we could get another E wave up, which would then be the lower high. And if we then start to see, possibly from the area around $7 to $8, if we see 5-wave movements to the downside, then it would be the start of the C wave down. And that can take us, below $1. Okay. Now, what I'm talking about is this would be a 5-wave move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we see maybe in what would be wave 1 of C, the first 5-wave move down, or maybe even 5 waves in the wave 1 of wave 1, it's going to be a bit difficult to detect because it's microstructure, micro counting. But at the latest, if we get a break below the red line, a break below the lower boundary line of our sideways range, well, that would be a good indication that the bulls are starting to lose control. This is already a chart that indicates that the balance of, well, there is a balance of forces essentially, right? There is a balance of forces because it's only a sideways range essentially, and the bulls would really need to prove themselves further because there is no real impulse to the upside anywhere. We rather have a 5-wave move down. However, even with this 5-wave move down, which is potentially bearish, I like the idea of the white scenario. So what is the white scenario? In this scenario, we have a triangle, yes, but the triangle is a slightly different one. We are not working on an A, B, C structure, no. We're working on wave 1 to the downside, and this is now the wave 2. So wave 1 completed, actually. This is an A, B, C structure, and the B wave is the triangle. In that scenario, we would see a little bit more upside, a higher low in a pullback, and then a breakout to the upside. Either way, these are just two potentials. There are many more options that could unfold here, many more scenarios, but I'm giving you the two that I think make most sense. This is a sideways range at the moment, as I mentioned many times, and this is at the moment rather something for range traders or for those who were willing to risk a little bit of money down here when the price hit this obvious support line to maybe take a speculative bet for a rally higher, whether that's in the range or for that C wave to the upside into the region of $12.38 plus. Now, let's take a look at the shorter time frame chart for DOT, for Polkadot, because DOT shows some upside momentum on the smaller time frame. In our membership, in the gold membership, I shared recently here this micro count. I think at the time when I did that, it had not filled in the 5th wave. It's now doing that, so it's nicely filling in the pattern. What we're looking for is a 5-wave move up. That seems to be filling in. I can identify a wave 1, a wave 2, possibly the 3rd wave. That's not entirely clear. The wave 4, and I'm looking for 5 waves in wave 5. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, best I can tell. Okay, so it still needs another 4-5 pattern. So I'm tracking that, however, as an A wave of this within this larger triangle. So I'm not expecting necessarily impulsive price action here, but we can get a combination of 3-wave movements. The next pullback could be a B-wave pullback, corrective, and a break below the red line, the upper red line at $4.39. If we get a break below that, that would be our first indication that the bears are basically taking the lead short term at least and drive the price lower in wave B. But then we have to pay attention to this support region, which is currently between $3.89 and $4.32, which means whatever the price is doing now, direct upside is possible against that red line at $4.39. But below that level, whatever the price is doing now, it must hold $3.89 to keep the white scenario for short-term, at least higher prices, intact. So yeah, for now, it looks like it might need another 4-5 pattern. Next upside levels to watch are $4.83 and $4.96. That's the update about DOT. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. I also invite you to connect with the community on X, on our X profile. There are lots of additional updates, bonus video updates as well, specifically here on X. You can ask questions in those posts. You can let us know your opinion. Sometimes there are polls. So yeah, check it out. I'll link it in the description as well as in the comment section pinned. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.